So today, my like kind of quick tip. It's very straightforward. Everyone wants to know, how do I become a better screenwriter? Uh, Probably the simplest thing is to direct some of your own screenplays. Obviously, directing a feature screenplay that you write is going to be a little bit difficult, a little more resources unless you got like a really like tight knit group of people. But direct some of your short films, and you don't have to direct these and put them out. You can direct them and just kind of never show them to anybody. But the reason why is because it's one thing to always be behind the page and writing a script, writing a story, and writing scenes, but to be behind the camera as a director and to see how the writing translates onto the screen, and how there is sort of like, I don't want to call it an evolution, but there's a filtering that happens as it does that. And you're going to start to see how much uh, how much your screenwriting has to be a little bit more considerate of the directing aspect of it. I think one of the things that I learned early on is that some of my ideas, as great as I thought they were, or as cool as I thought they were, when you actually translate them onto a screen, they don't really deliver the kind of effect that I want. And especially if somebody else is going to be directing your stuff, you're going to have to learn to write in a way to where they can receive it the way you want them to receive it, and they will direct it and put it on screen the way, as close to how you want it to be, as close as how you saw it in your head. And that's really hard, and it's a skill that you have to develop, and I think it's a skill that you can learn quicker the more you get involved with directing your own short films. And like I said before, you don't have to put these out. You don't have to try to do them professionally. I would honestly just recommend writing a short film, 5 pages, couple characters, getting a couple friends, and just shooting it on your phone and just trying to make it look as good as possible. And then afterwards, watching the end result and like seeing how the script that you wrote, how it translated on screen. And you're going to notice, like, in that moment, like, oh, I see why the way I wrote it didn't work when I put it on screen. And I think sort of the freedom of that also is it gets you more prepared for the realities of production. If you're somebody that wants to write a feature, which most of you I believe do, want to write a feature film to get directed by a director and picked up by a production company, there's going to be, I don't even want to say compromises, just sort of like necessary growing pains from the final script that you write, the final one, to the one that ends up on screen. When you start directing your own stuff, you're going to realize in the moment, oh, this scene that I wrote that I really like, it's not really, it doesn't look good on screen. It doesn't work well. So I'm going to rewrite it and just kind of adjust it this way so that it gets the effect I want. And I think that's going to help you in the long run just sort of come to terms with that reality if you ever get the opportunity to have a script picked up by a production company and made by another director. Um, you're not going to take it so close to home, and it's going to also make you be a lot more collaborative in the process. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's really nothing more complicated than that. I would just, you know, really really get hands on with a lot of your smaller little short film stuff that you write. And I think that's also a good way to just learn to write without the expectation of having it be produced or made into like a professionally looking short film. I think as us as screenwriters, we get too caught up in that thing that everything that we write needs to be produced. It doesn't. I think a lot of times you should write scripts just for the sake of improving your writing. So you can use this as an opportunity to do that. But other than that, watch our other videos. We have a lot more prior to this one. If this is your first time watching. We have dad hats and we have workshops open. So see you around in a couple weeks or so. And